Me too.
Someone do an intro.
Who's reading first?
No, we gotta do the intro first.
What intro?
I
Yes.
don't know.
I don't know, the famous intro, bro. You ever heard of
We
it?
have to do a really fire intro for the video.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to YouTube. Today we're gonna be deciding if ChatGPT can write better prompts than my friends.
Pro tip, it can't.
Be sure to smash that like button and subscribe.
For more awesome content.
To talk to a customer, please press 1.
Beep.
Who volunteers to be last?
I
Me.
volunteer for last because it's kind of long.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
I guess I'll read Scooney's book first,
Alright, let's
so
go
I
with
can
that.
explain the story behind it.
You have to censor Scooby, bro.
So, Legacy of I'm Scooney. I reached this realm through a rift I never meant to cross. A stray touch upon a portal's edge, and my world vanished. I woke not on solid ground, but upon a floating isle, suspended in a silent, boundless void. Fate had chosen my path. I fell from that height, stripped of all. I walked in fear, a ghost among them. They spoke in tongues I did not know, yet ignored my presence. Am I but a shadow here? A stranger in an unyielding land?
Yes.
The silence of others is my only guide. I am but a Spaniard in these English lands, yet I shall not yield. I vowed to forge my own world, piece by piece. My hands became my tools, my will my shield. I began to lay the stones of my domain. Here my empire shall rise from the dust. A day has passed in this cold, silent realm. I see them laugh and speak, yet when I draw near, their voices die. Is it hatred or fear? I know not. I focus on my craft, for my
Craft?
halls grow fair and grand. My land shall be my only sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary. Some step forth from the shadows. I traveled, witnessing wonders, a lady carving a city from stone, a man molding the very earth. Such craft! They are masters of this world, and in their works, I find the spark to build my own legacy. I spoke to the lady, but the words were stiff and strange. She felt my unease, yet did not rush me. I learned their short tongues, their WB and TY, but the bridge between us remains broken. I am near, yet miles away in the silent world. Kai was her name, a soul of light and mirth. I
Sounds like a
long
pretty
for a
dumb
day
name.
when our words flow like rivers,
I actually
beyond
don't
the
like it so
simple
much.
high. May she and the others see the man behind the stone. For now, I build in silence, dreaming of a bond yet to be forged. I found a realm of grand markets and fair shops. There, a master named Bobby crafted a chaotic yet wondrous hall. A maze of stone and soul. The man knew his art. His work sang of wild talent. I watched in awe, learning from his strange ways. I built in shadows, far from the crowd. My walls rose so fast, a monument to my will. I have grown strong in so little time. I am proud of you, dear diary. I never spoke such words, yet tears of joy fall upon your pages. My world is finally whole.
Wow.
GG.
That's well written. I would
See,
not
I
have
feel-
known it was written by a Spaniard because the English is so good.
He has
Bro,
a
this guy
point.
genuinely just glades this guy the entire time. It's crazy.
And it was so random too. Like he just gave this book to Bobby and he was like, "Oh, what's this?" And then he just like put it away and forgot about it.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm just saying. I
Until
just
like just the other day.
I guess we're reading Jeff the Butler too.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, so is there any more backstory to this I'm Scooney person, or are they
No, we know
just...
nothing about them.
Oh,
This is the only interaction we've had with them.
Are they like a cryptid or something?
I think they're
It was just
parasocial.
a very weird like I don't know, weird situation.
I think they're just
I guess
parasocial.
We can ask
Yeah,
more.
I
having a
We
little
can ask
issue
more
integrating.
later.
All right,
Okay, we're ready to read Jeff the Butler too.
all right.
Y'all
Who's the-
remember what happened at the end of the first book, right?
Who's this Crimson guy?
A little bit.
Probably.
Crimson.
Yeah,
I was Crimson.
who's this? No, I know you've always been whatever that is. I don't know anyone named Crimson.
Ah, right.
Wait,
Well, we'll see.
an exotic author.
Crimson! Shouted a little boy in blue. Crimson wakes to see a little boy all dressed in blue.
What?
Yes, Turquoise? Asked Crimson with a confused look. You got hit by the horseman rider pretty hard. You okay? Turquoise asked, innocently. Horseman rider? Crimson said, confused. I don't remember a horseman rider. Turquoise replies, what do you mean? He came right at you. You sure you don't remember anything? Crimson looks up, his lantern
Dementia.
above his head, trying to remember anything. He shakes his head. Turquoise grins as he turns away from the injured Crimson.
Concussion.
As Turquoise leaves the room, Crimson can hear some muttering from outside his bedroom door. He might be ready for the next step, the one where we ask him for his future castle and land. Crimson, at the moment they finished that statement, immediately remembers everything. Crimson, still injured, arm dangling from the right side, goes out of the room, sword in left hand, and swings outside the door, hitting the old Lord Magnus in the
Oh, that's
face,
a
causing
crit.
him to fall back and a puff of smoke envelops him as he disappears. Turquoise runs his little feet out the Aka family manor.
Short.
Prince Rojo, Crimson's younger brother, comes up to him and asks what happened to Lord Magnus. Crimson tells Prince Rojo the whole plot to take over the country, causing their father to make the next in line, Prince Rojo. The dropping Crimson's title dropping Crimson's title of prince. As Billy gets enveloped in smoke, Lord Crimson walks in and sees the mess. What's happened here? Jeff proceeds to tell Lord Crimson what all happened and the request from King Rojo. Crimson, with a grin on his face, calls Jeremiah, his second butler, up to Jeff's room.
That's a book.
Jeremiah comes in with a chest full of items and says, with a smile, your gear, sir. Crimson puts on his netherite armor and tosses the set to Jeff and says, we're going to make that blue worshipper pay for trying to betray our country.
Meth.
Let's go, Jeff. Jeff follows, now fully suited up, and climbs on the back of his horse and follows Crimson to the castle of Sveta. After 25,000 grueling ticks, they finally arrive. As they reach the castle city walls, they're let in instantly. Everyone goes outside to see the return of Prince Crimson. They're throwing diamonds, emeralds, and even nobles are throwing netherite as they parade.
It sounds
through
like
the
it
main
sounds like
road
it kind
to
of
the
hurt.
castle gate. As they reach the castle gates, King Rojo, younger brother of Lord Crimson, welcomes the group personally. They enter into the castle, large tapestries hanging from the walls. Fancy plants and pottery decorate the hallways, and many young servants line the walls. Jeffrey, well, he's being pelted by all the little kids in the halls. As they make their way to the throne room, Crimson, greeted by his partner as she was running an errand for him that required her to be at the castle until his arrival. She runs up to him, runs up to Crimson, giving him a large embrace.
What an odd fictional character.
Before backing off to let Crimson speak to his brother, King Rojo tells Crimson that he is needed at the moment by his sick niece, Princess Anaya. As he makes his way off to her bedchambers, Jeff flees away from the pack of wolves. By the time they get back together, Jeff is crouched in a corner, hiding from any more wild animals. Crimson looks at his niece and smiles before handing her a potion of instant health regen and a milk bucket. He looks out the window when thunk.
Oh, cliffhanger! No.
Intrigue. what's going on in this kingdom.
Oh
You'll see in the
no.
next chapter.
This
in
Crimson
the
guy
original
sounds
volume.
pretty funny.
Is there some war going on with the blues?
Maybe.
Oh no, my book.
Alright, so 55 pages!
You ready for this?
No.
Yeah.
I consider this one my magnum opus. I actually wrote it like 5 months ago after the second story, but I sat on it till now.
It's been a long time since we had book club.
I mean, it's felt like 5 months since the last time we even did
Yeah, I
our
know.
last talk.
Yeah, it's like entirely my fault. Moving
Okay.
on.
Albert the Allay. Silly Stories, Volume 3. Written by Paranoid_Android.
Dumb name.
There once was an Allay named Albert. He was as tall as a slab and had the color of a pickle, if a pickle was light blue. Most Allays were a little taller and had the color of a carrot, if a carrot was light blue. But Albert did not mind. Albert lived in a little grotto full of other Allays. You might think it was a nice place, all cute and cozy, but people forget fairies are nasty little jerks. Remember that Tinkerbell was quick to attempt murder by proxy. Despite the snobbery of his neighbors, Albert was a cheerful little pixie with a big heart. Often his friends would laugh at Albert's pale color, or his short stature, or
George!
his tiny wing, but Albert always laughed along with them. More than his physical traits, however, they would laugh at how he was hopelessly love-struck. For you see, Albert had developed a crush on Aaliyah, who had the color of a beetroot, if a beetroot was light blue.
Rule of
It was
thirds.
argued Aaliyah may have been the prettiest among them, though all agreed that she was likely the most vain. But poor little Albert saw something more in her, which was probably the figment of an overactive imagination and social underdevelopment.
2020 must have hit him hard.
Albert believed he could win over the feelings of Aaliyah, and he began his courtship by offering her a poppy. He approached her readily with the flower in hand, but immediately she bore a look of repugnance. Ew, is that a poppy? Aaliyah exclaimed. I heard those iron dullards give them to the big nose weirdos. Are you giving that to me to say I have a big nose? Of course not, sweet Aaliyah, Albert timidly replied. You don't have any nose. Of course, replied Aaliyah. So what is it you want then? Why do you disturb my idleness? Albert, thinking
This
quickly
voice
on his
acting is
non-existent
amazing.
feet, tried another approach. I suppose I was wondering what kind of flower you do appreciate. One better than these lowly poppies. Oh, that's easy. Blue orchids, of course. They match my complexion so well,
Why did I think
Aaliyah
about
answered.
Base choice.
And so Albert nodded and departed from
Noted.
her, resolving himself to find a blue orchid or to die trying, the second being the likelier of the two. He left the grotto and traveled to a nearby swamp. It was muddy and began to rain, and he struggled to stay airborne. This is fine, said Albert to himself. Nothing is too good for sweet Aaliyah. After a dreadful amount of searching in the low visibility conditions, his efforts bore fruit, and he had his flower. Hastily he flew back home, a dumb smile spread wide across his 5x5 pixels of face. Sweet Aaliyah, I have a flower for you, said Albert. Yuck, said Aaliyah. What is that mud-covered weed? It is a blue orchid, your favorite flower, Albert answered. Blue orchid? No, I remember now. My favorite flower was the cornflower. Aaliyah rolled her eyes. You should have figured that out. I'm more blue than that grimy little orchid. Oh, I see that now, Albert said. And so Albert left once more, searching for a cornflower. They were not particularly uncommon, but he noted they weren't quite as blue as Aaliyah. So he traveled farther and higher away, ascending a tall meadow. It was a grueling trip, but he knew the cornflowers in tougher conditions grew more vibrantly. He learned of this from John the homeless man, but the tale of that encounter is beyond the scope of this story.
Man.
Eventually, at the tallest hill, that could still be considered a hill and not a mountain, he found his prize, the bluest cornflower in all the overworld. Albert plucked it and giddily returned home. Dear Aaliyah, I have found for you your favorite flower, Albert declared. Oh, a cornflower. This is nice. Aaliyah responded. Too bad these aren't fashionable right now. I wish I had a cactus flower instead.
Women.
Albert lowered his gaze as Aaliyah absent-mindedly took the flower and floated away back to her business of idling and looking pretty. Albert resolved himself quickly and flew off in search of a desert. By now you probably see where this is going. Be rest assured, Albert does not. Albert was not the brightest tool in the shed. Poor Albert. Eventually, Albert found himself in a desert, and immediately his pale skin was beaten down by the harsh, unrelenting sun. I can face any challenge, said Albert out loud. Aaliyah deserves only the best. In a dehydrated stupor, Albert wandered from one cactus to the next, searching for one that was flowering. Eventually, he found one, collected it, and returned home, along with the countless thorns that now called him a pincushion. Oh, beloved Aaliyah, I have traveled far and in wretched conditions, but have returned with a gift for you, Albert exclaimed. A cactus flower? Cool, I guess, but I heard chorus flowers are in right now, Aaliyah replied. I'll take it just in case it becomes it again, Aaliyah said, before floating away to snack on cookies. Albert's vision grew out of focus, and he struggled to not break down in tears. No, he told himself. There was still more he could do. For months he wandered, searching for a gateway to the end. Along the way he met many strange oddballs, such as Bob, son of Phil, Sir Starchy McMash, the potato enjoyer,
Hey.
and Shank, the sellsword allay. Even more common was when Albert skirted with death, but fate pulled some strings, a lot of strings actually, to help Albert survive. Eventually, Albert learned of the whereabouts of an end portal and found himself within the ancient stronghold. He entered the end and was greeted with a despairing sight. But Albert was not discouraged, for he kept in his heart the image of a girl he held immeasurable feelings for.
Hey, Paranoid.
Yeah.
Is Albert trapped in the castle magical room by chance?
I don't think so.
Oh,
He
okay.
floated up and away from the central end island and across the massive void. That gap is only about 1,000 blocks, but Albert did not know this, and he flew very slowly. It probably took him a few miserable days. Just when he was beginning to lose hope, he saw new islands form ahead. With this morale boost, Albert sped ahead and soon found Aaliyah's desired flower from the course plant. Albert plucked one and turned around. Thus he began his painful journey back across the empty void, which took another few days. Poor Albert. If only he saw that return gateway that was right behind the flower he picked.
If only.
Eventually, he made it back to the overworld, and eventually he returned back to his grotto. I'm back, everyone! Albert shouted triumphantly. Nobody had noticed he had been gone for months. Albert did not mind himself with that, and quickly flew off to find Aaliyah. Oh, most perfect Aaliyah, I have for you a coarse flower, Albert declared. Okay, but where's the end stone for me to grow it? Aaliyah replied. Albert's hovering faltered, and his wings drooped. Aaliyah took the flower and looked it over. Oh, well, I guess I'll hold on to it. Maybe my new boyfriend already has some end stone. But boyfriend, Albert stuttered. Yeah, you know Arthur, right? He gave me a dandelion the other day, and it was like the sweetest thing ever.
Critical
Aaliyah
hit.
swooned. Albert sunk down to the ground. Aaliyah continued talking. Arthur is so cool. He has such a deep blue skin, more blue than a golden apple if it was made of lapis. And he's as tall as a full block and has such powerful wings. Albert said nothing. Aaliyah carelessly floated away. Albert flew out and away from the grotto. He did not know what the point of anything was anymore. His spirit was crushed. His heart shrunk 3 sizes that day. By happenstance, he found himself on the edge of a dark oak forest. Albert wandered in, not really paying attention to where he was going or anything else anymore. It was there that an illager patrol found him and captured him. Albert did not flee and offered no resistance.
Let's
The
go.
illagers laughed to see such easy prey caught. Albert was no stranger to laughter.
There's laughter in the chat right now.
They brought Albert to their mansion and threw him in a dungeon. He had nothing but a dirt-stained wool sheet and a cauldron full of scum water. Albert did not care. Soon the head evoker came to his cell. The evoker interrogated him and tortured him with magic crocodile teeth. But Albert had nothing to say. One of the evoker's vexes watched the interrogation and became deeply moved by Albert's unmatched defiance of her master. No other LA had withstood such brutality, and through it all, Albert remained indifferent and stoic. The Vex's name was Vanessa, and she had the color of lapis, if lapis lazuli was gray. Smitten by the ruggedness of this mysterious prisoner, she thought, "Dang, he cute." Vanessa then defied her own master and went and freed Albert. Albert did not understand at first what was happening and quietly followed Vanessa out. Before they could escape, however, they were caught by the head evoker, who was known as King Man II. King Man II saw he had been betrayed and summoned more Vexes to attack them. Vanessa fought valiantly, but was quickly outnumbered. Albert began to realize the gravity of the situation. It was one thing for Albert to give up on his own life. It was another to give it up at the expense of another. Albert's heart grew back to its normal size, and immediately he took action. He violently tackled one of the Vexes, which caused it to drop its iron sword. Immediately, Albert snatched up the sword and flung himself back towards the disarmed Vex. He impaled the Vex in one solid blow before quickly turning around and slashing off the wings of a Vex that was backing away from Vanessa. Before letting his opponent's shock wear off, he rushed towards the last Vex which had cornered Vanessa. The Vex failed to raise its blade in time to counter as Albert swiftly slashed the wicked sprite back into oblivion. Albert turned to face the evoker. Albert was done messing around. "Wololo on this!" Albert shouted, flinging himself towards his final target. The evoker tried to conjure a counterattack, but then realized his magic crocodile teeth only reached enemies on the ground. A moment later, and the evoker was decapitated by the righteous rage of a tiny little fairy. Vanessa knew in an instant that she needed to bear Albert's children. The two fled from the mansion, Albert still completely oblivious to Vanessa's true feelings. Eventually, they found themselves a quiet little grotto in the forest, and Vanessa confessed her love. Albert was cool with it. Eventually, they had a bunch of children, though they were not without conflict. Their children could not decide between helping people or bullying them. Albert and Vanessa did their job as good parents and taught them when it was appropriate to do either one. Their children also had the curious knack for coming up with the snarkiest compliments and the kindest insults. In the end, Albert, Vanessa, and their mongrel children lived happily ever after. Everyone else probably lived okay too, except for King Man II and his minions. They were totally dead. The end.
So what I have learned is that depression will make me attractive.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure about that one.
Only the weird girls, okay?
Yeah, the world's full
I
of
also
them
don't know
nowadays.
why I have this.
Why do you have a
that to
jar? Where'd that come from?
Yes.
I don't know.
My parents did. It's nice.
Just like old times.
Bravo! Bravo! Yay!
Yay!
Bravo.
Insert clapping noises here.
Dude,
What's up?
don't do that.
My lava,
You
no!
just don't move. You still move. Perfectly fine.
Excuse me.
You have been excused. I think this was a good return to form.
Yeah.
I think we are now mentally prepared to continue book clubs and to become depressed and attract women.
Are you sure I got 3 more books I can read? It's probably not.
Someone do an outro.
I'm bad at outros. Somebody else do it. Who turned that off?
I hope you have found this book club most enlightening. I hope you're looking forward.
All the typos.
So Marlo, what did you think? Still in the call.
I think he died.
I'm watching a stream. I was watching a stream, so. I think
Wait,
he's-
I low-key turned my gain all the way down. Y'all hear me? Can
No,
Yeah.
y'all hear me?
Now we can.
no, we
Yeah?
can't hear you.
I turned my gain all the way down. My bad. Fucking good shit, bro.